All right, man. I'm at Ivy Wild School and talking to Jeffrey Eggleston, and he is going to run Garden of the Gods 10 miler tomorrow. And Jeffrey, maybe you can tell us a little bit about who you're running for now and what all's going on and what attracted you to Garden of the Gods.
That's a loaded question. Well, I represent Brooks and marathonguide.com.
Yeah.
And also Power Bar and a lot of generous supporters. But yeah, no pressure. But it'll be fun to come out. This is my first time in Colorado Springs, and I'm really anxious to see Garden of the Gods and maybe catch a couple glimpses of the rock formations as I'm suffering through 10 miles of a race.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And what have you heard about Garden of the Gods?
I heard it's a perfectly flat course, and I'm prepared to run my fastest 10-mile race of my life. Actually, I don't know. It's going to be a sufferfest, but I think that's a great part about it. Is we're up at what 6,500 feet. Yeah. And just rolling through God's country, and I definitely like challenging courses, and not a better way to kick off the summer than to do the 37th running of the Garden of the Gods. Yeah. So,
and you've been selected to represent the USA in World Championship Marathon coming up in August, is it?
That's correct. August 17th, I'll be running the marathon for the US at Moscow.
In Moscow, yeah.
And so just kind of ramping up my training for that, and this will be a good marathon pace training run tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, I'm really looking forward. This is my second World Championship team, and just want to have a really good performance there, and that's a total focus right now this summer, and being up in Colorado and training at altitude. And just gonna give it my best.
Yeah. Do you have any idea of how fast you think you can run the 10 miles here? I mean, I know it's hilly, but it's not that hilly. Any idea? Is there a time you want to shoot for, or just looking to put in a hard effort?
I think it'll be definitely just to be competitive. There are definitely some great athletes in the field, and so I definitely want to, just like in Moscow, going to represent USA up in the front. Yep. And for somewhere around 5-minute pace, that's pretty good. Yeah. Maybe a little bit slower on the uphills and a little bit faster on the downhills. And it should average out to something in the low 50-minute, 51-minute range.
Yeah, gotcha.
We'll let the competition dictate, what type of time we run.
Sure. And when you're ramping up training for a marathon, so how many miles, are you going now, and how many miles will you ultimately lead into before you get to
right now I'm probably in the 110 to 120 mile per week range, and the emphasis is on quality. Once I ramp up my training, so to speak, we'll maybe get close to about a marathon a day, and again trying to sustain the quality, extending the effort, and just focusing more on the specific pace that I'm going to try to run for a marathon. Current marathon pace is right around 5-minute pace, so obviously up at altitude it's a little bit more difficult. Sure. But, that's what I'm really going to hone in on, and if I'm running 140, 150, that's adequate for bulk volume for a marathon.
Now you're going to be and your training is at altitude, but Moscow's not really at altitude, is it, or is it?
No, that's going to be I guess basically at sea level, but we'll have some other variables, including heat, humidity. It's going to be running in the middle of the day.
Okay, gotcha.
So try to get used to being under the sun, and staying hydrated, all those things.
Garden tomorrow, and any other races that you have planned before World Championships?
Nothing yet. We're just kind of, as I plan my training, I'd definitely like to get another opportunity to run a half marathon maybe this summer. Do a couple tune-up races. Probably won't run any marathons between now and Moscow. But definitely just depends on how responsive the body is in training, and just want to be totally prepared and ready.
Who's your coach?
I coach myself.
Oh, you do?
But I have some great advisors that help me too. I've worked with Dr. Jack Daniels. And definitely consult with other athletes. But 28 years old, I make a lot of my own training decisions, and just through trial and error, I learn what works best for me for the marathon.
Living in Boulder, I think a lot of people who are going to be checking out this video are familiar with Boulder. Where do you like to run up there?
Well, I'm still learning all the great places to run. I definitely like getting out my door on some of the, the Boulder Creek path, the Goose Creek path, and just I enjoy the whole network that it forms, that you can get onto some dirt roads and trails. I do like going up to higher elevation, to Netherland and to Rowlandsville. And of course there's the elusive Magnolia Road, which I'll be doing a few 40K runs on this summer.
Nice.
The reservoir is great. There's just a myriad of great training locations, and I think that's a great part of having recently relocated, is just being able to explore all the different venues and enjoy them.
And you moved here from where?
I moved from southern Arizona. I was in Flagstaff for 3 years, and then about 6 months I was a snowbird. I stayed in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, gotcha.
So I love Colorado, and I'm so happy to be up here, and we're going to be up here long term.
And you've been here how long?
I've been here a little over a month now.
Okay.
So it's still getting situated.
How'd you come to choose Colorado?
Oh, we're looking for a place outside of Arizona. We wanted to stay at altitude. I think it's a great stimulus for marathon training. But Boulder's great because it just has a nice tight-knit running community. It's a great place for young professionals, for my girlfriend and I, and a lot of friends up there, and definitely just like being around the mountains.
Awesome.
It's beautiful, the drives and the places you can go, and even just being able to come down to the Garden of the Gods on a weekend, it's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
No.
Exactly. There you go. All right, well listen, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.